Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my third update for the Panners pan, which was created by Kooky Pans or Elizabeth on Instagram. This project is created to spread the love among our favorite panning creators. This project does not have an end date, so I have a lot of products in here that I just am not focusing on or are going to be really long term for me. I took full advantage and chose products that I thought best fit my 10 favorite panners. Now this is a rolling project, so I started off with 10 of my favorites. I have such a long list of all of my favorites and my friends here in this panning community, both on YouTube and on Instagram. And as you finish or meet a goal on a product, you roll that product and panner out, and then roll in someone new to spread the love and share panners maybe you aren't so familiar with. Now, if you want to see, the reasons why some of these people are my favorite panners and more in depth on why I chose certain products to go with certain panners, definitely check out my intro as well as my updates as I'm rolling in new people. But other than that, I do have some things to roll in this update, which I'm really excited about. Other things, not so great progress, but let's just jump right in. First, I have the Body Shop Body Butter in Wild Argan Oil, and this was for Liz, and I was finally able to finish this off. I'm so happy about this. I chose this because both Liz and I are not the biggest fans of body butters, and she successfully moved through all of hers in her collection. She doesn't have any more left, and that inspired me to get a move on, start working on some, because they're just really too heavy for my skin. I don't like the way body butters feel. I don't mind lotions so much, but I'm happy I got this out in the winter months. And finally, an empty. I have had this one in particular for way too long. For Chic Geek, at the time that this project started, she had a ranking all of her palettes in her collection video, and her favorite one at the time, I haven't watched her most updated one, so it could have been bumped out of first place, but it was the ColourPop So Jaded palette. My goal with this is to use it 30 times, and I really wanted to have the majority of those uses done for this update. It's not a top priority for me. I have been working really diligently on my Pan Those eyeshadows, as well as some other eyeshadows I'm trying to pan on in other projects, and this just hasn't been at the top of my list. It does give me more fall and winter vibes, so I really do want to zero in my attention on this palette and just get those 30 uses in. Right now, sorry, I'm looking at my phone, I'm at 14 uses, which is really not good. I've had this palette for just a little over a year, and I really do enjoy it. It's just, I've got a lot of eyeshadows going on right now. I need to get the uses out. In the next 2 months, I want my 30 uses to be done on this guy. For Paula, I'm working on the ColourPop, my hair is so staticky, ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Koosh, and I did use this 2 or 3 times since the last update. The dip is getting a little bit bigger. This pairs really nicely with one of the eyeshadows in my Pan Those eyeshadows, so I really should kind of pair those together, and I have done that a couple of times and really like the way that it turned out, but I should do that every time, and then maybe I will get pan on this guy. I'm hoping this update won't be a million years long, that's why I'm moving a little fast. I have been reaching for my Buxom White Russian mini lip gloss that I chose for Jessica Lee. She has a million of these Buxom glosses, both mini and full size. I chose White Russian because I actually do have a full size of White Russian. It is actually older than this, but I kind of wanted a win. I thought I could fly through this just like Jessica does. but I haven't. I am wearing it today over a lip liner, which I'll share in a minute. This fell over in my little basket on its travels down here, and I do need to remark my lines. It looks like I was in the middle of the B, and I've actually made pretty good progress, which I will mark once it settles. But I'm really happy with my progress on this now. I really hope to continue to focus on this gloss. It's the only gloss I'm panning currently, and I hope to move this out sooner rather than later. For Rebecca Morgan, I chose the Body Shop Honey Bronzer. She finished this bronzer. I was so impressed, and my goal is to have a full ring of pan. I am so close. Last update, it was just a sliver, like the tiniest pan ever, and I now have about half of what I want, because I can see the ridge. This is the ridge of the ring. I want that full ring to be showing. It is so thin. I've been working on this so hard. I wear it every time I do my makeup, but for some reason the center bit is just not moving. I have switched to a fluffier, less dense bronzer brush, which has definitely impacted my progress on this. So I guess I'll switch back to a more dense brush, just get through this a little faster, because this is my lightest bronzer and I'm so tired of working on it, honestly. I've been working on this relatively consistently for 3 years, 2 years, something like that. Like it's getting ridiculous. For Heather from Love Heatherette, I chose the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I have only been using this a handful of times to more like contour, which I did do today. My like acne scarring and stuff is so bad that I haven't really been bothering. My goal is to hit pan on this. I'm not anywhere as close to that. I'm hoping, oh, it looks like it's starting to crack a bit in the center actually, which I'm just noticing for the first time now. This is a better shade match for me in the warmer months, in the summer. So I think this is, again, one of those longer term products. Something I was really, really hoping would be an empty is for Alejandra Lisette. I chose a lip liner. I lost my little tally sheet when I moved. Look at how little is left. Isn't that ridiculous? This will be an empty for next month. I use it every time I'm wearing either the White Russian gloss, which is what I have on today, or if I'm wearing a more mauve or pinky nude type of shade. I am reaching for this. I just suck at panning everything, but lip liners especially. For Kelly Gooch, I chose the Tarte Party Blush. I thought this would be one I could incorporate pretty much all the time. It's a great neutral shade. I have used this 18 times in this project, and I am starting to barely wear away the pattern on here, and my goal will be to hit pan, and I have a long way to go on this one. For Laura Force, I chose to work on this mini powder from BareMinerals. My goal right now is just to hit pan and then kind of reevaluate. I do have a good dip starting in here, but I don't know how deep this pan is. This is another product that I've been working on and off for a long time and still don't seem to be making any progress on. So that's a bummer. Lastly, for Alexi, again, I'm doing something a little bit differently where I'm randomizing a palette each update. I want to create 3 looks to share with you and then roll in something new. I'm going to do this 10 times so that it's kind of like 30 uses like with the other palette. And last update, I got the BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop Cherry on Top palette, which was my newest palette at the time, which was really exciting to get to work on a new palette because I never get to. So I am going to share the 3 looks with you. Today is one of them. I have a matte eye look with, I can show you the palette. So I have Sunday all over my lid and up into my crease. Then I deepened up my crease and the outer corner with Wild Cherry, and then I created a wing with sprinkles. And I am super happy with how this look turned out. Then I have one I forgot to take a picture of altogether, so I'm going to have to recreate that because I've also been using this as an opportunity to do 3 looks, 1 palette on my Instagram. But the other look I did for my Valentine's Day post on my Instagram, and I used all 4 mattes, I believe, and then these 3 shimmers. I haven't gotten a ton of use out of Black Cherry over here yet. It's just such a deep red shimmer. I haven't tried that yet. And the look that I forgot to take a picture of was just a very soft pink look. Like, these shades are super vibrant even with a light hand. I use Sunday and Wild Cherry and then Sweet with a glossy pink lip, and I do want to do that look again so that I can do the 3 looks 1 palette post on my Instagram. But overall, I have been super pleased with both the Cherry on Top and the Pistachio, the 2 BH palettes that I bought. I think the quality is amazing for how affordable these are, and yeah, super pleased with the looks I created for Alexi. Now it is time to roll in a new palette for Alexi. I currently have 60 eyeshadow palettes. I've now rolled in 3 for her, so I'm not going to re-roll the same palette, but I didn't take them out of my list. It's just my list of eyeshadow palettes that I have. Number 26. Ooh, okay. I was looking at number 25. Number 26 I'm not excited about. Wow. This palette just is an attention hawk. This one and the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. So spoiler alert, it's not that one. Can you guess what the other palette is that just wants all my love and attention? The NYX Ultimate Brights palette. I was looking at number 25 when I was like, ooh, how exciting. And that was the Huda Electric Obsessions palette, which is also a very bright palette, but I would have been much more excited to work on that one than I am this one. I do have Pan in the pink shade. So I will be creating 3 looks for Alexi from this palette. It's just not my favorite. That's all. It's fine. The quality is not the best. They're not that pigmented. And they pretty much all perform as mattes. Even the ones that look shimmery in the pan, they don't really apply that shimmery. So, well, that kind of sucks. I think if I would have just read the line right from the beginning, I wouldn't have like gotten excited for the Huda palette and then chosen this one. But that's fine. Just 3 looks. I can do that. I hope I do Alexi justice with this rainbow palette. And then I got very distracted with the phone call that Jeremy brought down to me, which is why my demeanor may have changed halfway through this video when right before I was talking about the blush. And I completely forgot to grab the product for the person I intended to roll in this month, so I will roll them in next time. And in spot number 2 of who I was going to roll in next, like I have a list that is just like a mile long, is not that this person is any less deserving. I feel like that came out really wrong. I just had a product that I kind of wanted to work on before this product, but they were going to be rolled in next month anyway, so they're just kind of like switching places. I didn't want that to sound wrong. I'm trying to like still be in the filming mood. Okay. I am choosing to roll in Lisa Stevens. She was my introduction to project panning. She was the first one I saw do it. She had been doing yearly project pans. I think they were called Makeup Use It Up or something like that. Back then, it was like years and years ago. And she was the one that inspired me to do my first 18 in 2018 project pan. Now, she does not do any beauty videos on her channel anymore. She does reselling content. She doesn't really wear that much makeup anymore. So she's not really a channel that I can like direct you to go, you know, watch for more panning content and panning inspiration. But she was my inspiration and introduction to project panning. So I definitely wanted to include her in the Panner's Pan, just as like a nod to where I started, where I learned about it, that sort of thing. And once I started watching those videos, of course, this whole panning community completely opened up. And besides Lisa's project panning, she also, for a couple years in a row, did the May mask challenge, where she did a face mask for self-care and self-love every single day in the month of May. And I have been making good progress on my mask collection over the last year and would like to start working on another one. So for Lisa Stevens, I have chosen to work on the Farmacy Bright On Massage Activated Vitamin C Mask. I have used this quite a lot. I think there's a big air bubble. Maybe I'll shine a light through here, but I have gotten a ton of use out of this mask in the past, but have not used it in a very long time because they kept getting rolled into my whole collection project pan last year. And I had been thinking about this for a month or two, like, oh wow, I really wish I could reach for that mask. I can't seem to force myself to reach for beauty products if there is another product of that type in a project that I need to be using. So since I want to be using this occasionally, I'm going to put it in a project so I'm allowed to use it. I know that doesn't make any sense to a lot of you, but it's just how my brain works. And I do better with products being in projects to get use out of them. So my goal will be to finish this because it is on the older side. It starts off as green and goes to purple, or the other way around. I thought maybe a brightening mask might help me a tiny bit with all of my acne scarring. Obviously, it's not going to do miracles, but my skin is looking dull and dry from all of this winterness happening, and I just wanted to reach for this. And it needs to be used up eventually anyways, so I thought I would roll this in for Lisa. That is everything for my product updates. In terms of goals for next month, I kind of talked about them as I went along, but I really need to get a lot of usage on this in the next month. Of course, I'm always rolling in a new palette for Alexi. I want to create 3 full looks from this palette. This isn't like 3 uses, like dip into one shade. For Alexi, I like to create a full look from a certain palette, so I have that one. And this lip liner for sure will be rolled out next time, and then I can roll in the person who I had in mind. I'm not sure really about anything else. I feel like I'm kind of close to pan on the powder. I think the bronzer is really close for my goal being met. And if I continue to pair Koosh with my Pan Those Eyeshadows Prom Night, maybe I could even have pan in this. I know I said in my last update, like, the next update could be a super exciting one, but I feel like this time it really could be. Maybe. I'm pretty happy with consistently rolling in 2 new products, like the palette for Alexi and then 1 other product in this project each update, but maybe I can roll in a handful of products next time. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below. I hope you guys are enjoying this project. I love watching everyone's updates and finding new panners both on YouTube and Instagram to follow and watch. I am always in the mood for watching more project panning content. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!